Marcia? Marcia, sit here. Marcia. Take a seat, but don't trip.
What are you, or what are you doing? Here, Stu, that's a fun girl. I guess it is.
His name is like
Oh, they are. They're at this. Come on. Come on.
Should I be facing you?
Whatever you want to do, Robert. It's I can. Yeah, sure. So if people could see it, yeah, it'd be good. Yeah.
I don't have to stand in the sun.
What's that?
I don't want to have to stand in the sun if I can.
No problem. Yeah, you're good right there. You're fine. You're good.
No, use this as a podium.
Okay.
Remember we talked about the podium?
Yep.
Oh, my paper down.
Sure. I mean, I'll move around towards you. You do your thing, and I'll follow you around. And...
Okay, good.
Am I okay?
Yep, you're good.
Tell me who's on Zoom, who's joining us electronically. A lot of people.
A lot of people. My kids, 2 in California.
So nieces and nephews.
Nieces and nephews, and friends.
And friends.
Yes. Yeah. I've got friends. A lot of friends in the street.
Any other family?
I have a brother, I have a cousin who lives in Washington, I have a cousin who lives up in a lot of cousins. Yeah, my mother was one of 5 children. So, a lot of cousins. I made a whole list of 20 seconds. I sent it through. I got it in emails. I didn't have them. I got research. I sent it. At least friends with yes.
Esa enai el heharu. Me'ayin yavo esri. Esri me'imadu. Eseh shamayim v'ha'u. I will lift up mine eyes unto the night. From whence shall my help come? My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and earth. God will not suffer thy foot to be moved. Heaven that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, heaven that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall keep thee from all evil, and keep thy soul. The Lord shall guard thy going out, and thy coming in, from this time forth and forever. Those were the words of the 121st Psalm. But perhaps the most familiar, or certainly the most beloved of all the Psalms, is the 23rd Psalm. And we have been reciting the words of the 23rd Psalm at times such as this for nearly 2,500 years. Each time we also wonder, at least with the hope that they will bring a measure of comfort and consolation in the face of all. Bob, for you and Marcia, for your friends gathered here, and for family and friends who are joining us electronically all across the country, I offer these words, the words of the 23rd Psalm, in the most familiar translation, and begin with the hope that is you hear them. They will weave their way into your heart, bring you a measure of comfort and a sense of God's presence in the face of the loss of your deep sister. Mismo le David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup shall run over. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. No doubt this has been a difficult few weeks for you, as the preparations for today have intruded upon our usual tradition of bringing our deceased loved ones to a holy resting place as quickly as possible. So perhaps to exacerbate your sense of loss and your sadness, you've had to wait these weeks in order to find yourself and friends and family here in this world. But though you've had to wait, no doubt, you've had the time to remember, to share memories, to think about and to put in perspective how she lived, what she had, and how you and she and Linda and siblings together, friends, colleagues, and could rely upon each other as children. How difficult life has been since Linda's passing. Untimely and sad, tragic. I hope, and I suspect that you would hope as well, that Linda in some fashion as twins might well. And still, though the sadness and the tragedy of their lives joint weighs heavily on me, and I know it does, because we spoke about it several times, I have to believe that you are grateful for the lives that you share, the lives they live, all too short, perhaps all too sad. So, what I could say today, what we could say today, pales against what you can and must say today, because you are the repository of the best memories of your family, the best memories of your parents, of your sisters, and your lives when you were. I hope that those memories are so sweet that they will carry you not just for today, but beyond today. For each other, for your children, and for everyone who knows you. So I welcome you before us to speak in memory of your sister.
if anybody has a bottle of water hiding in their pocket, let me know, because thank you. First of all, I want to thank all who are present today and watching the service from their homes. I set up the Zoom conference so that family and friends could participate without having to travel in these difficult times. I'd like to thank Rabbi Gleefield for being so responsive and speaking to me for almost an hour. I also want to thank Irene's close friend and mine, Tony Fisher, who started in my life, for being so supportive during this ordeal. Irene and I have had a close relationship for years. We talked just about everything. She loved my 3 boys. I always asked about them and my grandchildren. She was very smart. She was a good sounding board. Anytime I asked for her advice, she kept in touch with friends who go back to the time her twin sister Linda passed away, living 16 years ago. This is the day Tuesday. Irene was 15 years old at the time. They were inseparable, identical twins. We had a family reunion in Palm Springs a couple of years ago, and it was wonderful to see Irene interact with my children, my grandchildren, and my children. Irene did not want to prolong what was not a happy life for her when diagnosed with colon cancer. She opted not to have surgery, knowing full well that she would ultimately be forever near her twin sister. I was not happy with the decision. I related that to many of the people who were sitting there watching the Zoom conference. But I had to respect it, particularly after speaking with her cousin and Irene's lifelong friends, some of whom are here today. As you are probably aware, she had a tough life in Philadelphia and ultimately moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, more than 25 years ago. She made friends in Arizona, one of whom, Connie Pinnell, Connie's Resort Conference today, moved to Salt Lake City years ago. Learning that Irene was sick, Connie flew from Salt Lake City to Phoenix to see Irene during the final weeks of her life. Thank you, Connie. I'd also like to thank Susan Hill, who was her main hospice contact throughout this illness. He kept me advised almost every day. We set up FaceTime calls once a week sometimes. And helped me make arrangements to clean out her apartment when she was transferred to assisted living and could not take care of her. Finally, I want to thank my 3 sons for so supportive of me and my wife, Marcia. As I mentioned, Irene had a great relationship. I loved my 3 sons. With the rabbi's permission, I asked my sons if they wanted to write a paragraph about their aunt. This is one I'd like to read to you. Irene was my favorite aunt so far. She was always interested in my brothers and their lives, and always happy for our success and happiness. Even though she struggled in her own life to have good things happen. She was a loyal and good friend to people, and very sharp, stand up to date about politics and sports. I love you, Irene. I wrote back, thank you, Evan. Well, there were tears to my eyes and Marcia's eyes when we read that paragraph. Irene, please rest in life. I love you. Rest in peace. And God bless your soul.
I'm going to be brief because it's hot. The year was 1965. I had just come off of active duty in the Army, And my friend, who's still my friend, spoke to him yesterday, Freddie Osstein, said, why don't we rent a place at the shore? So anyway, we found a little boathouse which was on the bay in Ventnor. There was no insulation in the walls. It was a clapboard building. You'd get up in the morning, smoke a cigarette, put the butt through the holes in the floor, right into the bed. Anyway, it's Memorial Day weekend, and Irene stops by. Now, I didn't know Irene very well, but she was in Fred's class in high school. Make a long story short, she moved in to our house. She never paid rent. And not that we didn't ask for it, she never paid rent. And she was with us for 3 years in 3 different houses. And we loved having her with us. She was just a great person. She was fun to be with. And I came to know her over the years as a marvelous, wonderful friend. Nobody was more loyal as a friend than Irene. I spoke to her in Arizona probably once or twice every month, 25 years that she's been there. And I can tell you that I will miss her. I miss her very much, because she was the best sounding board that we could ever imagine. She was just terrific. Anyway, I love you and I miss you. Did I take your job?
No. Because I'm going to be rabbinic but brief. I can share with you as an observer firsthand how difficult it is to lose a twin. You see, I have a brother. But very early on in life, I had 2. And they were born twins. And what have I observed in my younger brother his entire life? Like Irene, a great friend, loyal, bright, articulate, loving, and so important to her sibling, to you, Bob, and to you, Marcia, and to all of you. But I cannot tell you how deep ran the river of difficulties when a twin is aware that her twin is no longer alive. It's as if something of themselves is missing. And they struggle in ways that are obvious and in ways that no one can ever see. And Irene did. And was able to overcome those struggles to become a legal secretary, to offer herself as a volunteer with the Red Hat Society, for the elderly, for people who needed her, and she was able to be there for them. I have no idea how difficult that must have been for her, and how difficult it was to see the world perhaps pairing up with an intimate partner, which she never found. Why? I don't know. Perhaps you don't know. But this I can tell you. For nearly 80 years, 78 years, she struggled with her struggles and overcame what she could. Conquered the stumbling blocks that were put before her that she never hoped for. never wished for, but had to deal with. And to be a wonderful aunt, and a wonderful sister and sister-in-law, and friend, and companion to friends, from here to Arizona and back, and wherever else she encountered people with whom she made a friendship. She was a blessing. So I'll conclude with this. Our tradition teaches us that life is filled with the bitter and the sweet. If we focus on the bitter, we never get to see the gift that the sweet really can be. And Irene was a gift. She was a gift to you. She was a gift to you. She was a gift to all of you here, and to all of you who are joining us electronically. She was the gift of an aunt that you loved greatly. The gift of a sister, and a friend, and a colleague, and a companion to make your life better. That's what we celebrate today, and deserves to be celebrated for the rest of your lives. So, in some measure, how can you bring her back to life? For surely you must try. How can you? Be the best friend you can be. If you have a sibling, be the best brother or sister you can be. Never take a day of their lives for granted. And every opportunity you have to lift another's life to a higher level, do so. Do so in Irene's name, and you'll bring her back to me. That's the benefit of memory. That's the blessing of having had her life in your life. Perhaps the two halves of that one initial soul are now reunited. I hope in peace. I hope in joy. I hope in God's presence eternally. We rise to the El Mole Rachamim, followed by El Mole Rachamim Shochein Bamromim Kamtsei Menucha Nechuna Tachach Kamfei HaShechina. The Nishmat Irene, the daughter of Joseph and Ethel, Shehalcha La'olama Ba'al Harachamim Yitzror Bitzror HaChaim Et Nishmata Adonai Hu Nachalata V'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava v'nomar amen. God full of compassion, thou who dwellest on high, grant perfect rest unto Irene's soul. Irene, the daughter of Joseph and Ethel, and the sister of Linda and Bob, and you, Bob, her beloved brother, and you, Moshe, her beloved sister. You grieve today, O Grace, for she has departed from this world. Lord of mercy, bring her into thy presence, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. Be thou her possession, and may her repose peace eternal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar etchem b'tzalmo, v'zan chilkel etchem b'tuvo, v'hemit etchem badin, v'nata b'tochechem chayei olam. Baruch atah Adonai, Dayan ha'emet. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, creator of the universe, for you form us in your image. You nourish and sustain us in your goodness. You cause us to die in accordance with your law, but you have implanted within us immortal life. Blessed are you, O Lord, Judge of truth. Amen. We recite the Kaddish together. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach Yerusei v'yamlich malchusei, v'chayei chon v'yomei chon, v'chayei d'chol beis Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman karim, v'imaru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach, ve'olam olamei omaya, Yisbarach v'yishabach, v'yisfa'ar v'yisramam v'yisnaseh, v'yisadar v'yisaleh v'yisalal, shemei d'kudishah b'richu, li'ela min kol birchasa v'shirasa, tush b'chalsa v'nechemasa, da'amiran v'yalma v'imaru. Amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imaru. Yaseh shalom bin Ramav, Uya yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imaru. Lech ki shalachacha Adonai, lech v'Adonai yihiyeh imam, v'halach lefanecha tzidkecha, kavod Adonai yasdecha. Go thy way, for the Lord hath called thee. Go thy way, and may the Lord be with thee. May thy righteousness go before thee, and the glory of the Lord receive thee. Amen.
Amen.
Those of you who may wish to place some of the earth in the gravesite may do so at this time, and our service here is complete. You still zooming?
Yes. Want to stop it?
Just swing toward me for a moment.
Now you're good.
Thank you all for joining with us today. And I hope and pray that your memories of your aunt, your friend, your colleague, Irene, will always be sweet. And I hope we'll have a chance to meet for a happier occasion.
I just want to say thank you. I know you've been there.
Make a difference. That's a good one. Yeah, we're
So worried about it. So happy with that. Great story.
thank you. Please, you. Oh yes.
That was
Yes.
That was Jillian's best friend, and she would please.
Yes, we knew that. Oh, we. Oh.
My father's side right
Yes. We were all there. Everybody in the rabbinic community who knew anything about the family, JT, Philadelphia.
Tony, thank you again.
Couldn't hear all of your speech. Will you save your speech and send it to me?
I got it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Tony will do it.
Yeah.
Tony Seligson, videographer, will do it. He'll send it to me. Thank you.
I didn't even know.
It's hard,
Yeah. Hi, Diane. Thank you for being there with me.
And we'll talk to you another time, okay? Go ahead.
Is that Joey on the end? I'm trying to see. It's hard to see these little boxes.
Take care of yourself.
I can't tell. Is that you, Joey? That's Joey, my son. Yeah. Wouldn't speak up. And Maddie, my other son, and Evan must be somewhere.
Hi, Britton. Love you, Bob.
Okay. Well, thank you for being there for this. And Tony will send it. Mike Sterling, Tony will send it.
I'll take care of it.
To you. If you haven't gotten it, just let me know and I'll tell you. Elaine, thank you for being there.
It's Rich and Judy.
Oh, hi. Thank you again. Yeah. Hi, Rich. I see April up in the corner. It's hard. You're seeing me and much bigger. I'm seeing like a one by 1 inch box. So, but thank you all for being there for this. I really appreciate it. I'll be in touch. Okay, let me get out of here without tripping myself.
All right, Bob.
Because it was so painful. Just so painful. I've often wondered. I hope that
Maddie, Evan, Joey, from the Serlings, our deepest condolences to you. I know how close you are with her. So, we're very sorry.
Thank you. Best, you guys. The best. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, guys. Handsome guys. It's a hard day. It's hard.
Tony, thank you.
You're welcome, Rabbi. You're welcome, Rabbi. Anytime. My pleasure.
I saw. Oh yeah.